Hi, Dale Beaumont here. Welcome to another episode of Get Published TV. This is the only dedicated show on the internet to help you to write, publish, and market your own best-selling book. Well, in our last video, we were talking about a great new website. It's actually new, it's been around for a few months now, but it's called SmashWords. And you should really go to the website, SmashWords.com, and really check it out, because if you're a book lover and or book fan, book reader, then you'll find hundreds and hundreds of great books which are available for you to download for free or for very little cost. Then they can all be read on your computer or on any of your handheld reading devices that you may have. So very, very cool. But what is so exciting now is that that authors, publishers, self-publishers, independent authors can now have a stage, they can now have a platform, they can now have an opportunity to really share their books with a global audience. So I want you to think about this, because the founder Mark Hocker said that SmashWords is kind of like the YouTube for books. Now, if you're familiar with the website YouTube, they've got literally thousands and thousands of videos on there, and there's basically two kind of forces at play. There's the people that are content creators, which create all this great content. They load the videos up, and then there's the audience, people that then go and they access all those videos. A lot of them are how-to, some of them are funny, some of them are just music clips, whatever you like, and it's a perfect relationship with how it actually works. Same thing for books. What you have is you've got authors and publishers that upload books, upload files, and then you have this massive audience of thousands and thousands of people every day that go to the website that are looking for new material, and the two kind of feed off each other. Now, we've already explored in kind of part one of the presentation how it works from a book lover's perspective, but now we're going to explore how it actually works and why it works from an author's perspective or a publisher's perspective. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the 5 reasons why you should really consider to sell your books, or at least have your books available on SmashWords.com. So let me just go through them now. The first one is you get to tap into an inbuilt audience. Think about YouTube. They already have an inbuilt audience. There are thousands of people out there. There's not thousands, there's actually hundreds of millions of people that know about YouTube, that go to YouTube every day to look for information. Now, of course, SmashWords isn't as big yet, but they actually attract thousands of visitors a day, and there's a huge audience there that is already hungry, they're already qualified, and they're looking for information. And if you can provide them the right information that they're looking for, then you're going to attract sales without having to do a lot of the marketing yourself, because there are thousands of people which are visiting that site every single day. Now, of course, it helps to market your book, don't get me wrong, but they've already got a following there. They've already got traffic, which is the most important thing that you need to create as an independent author. Let's just call it that, so I don't have to go through all the different terms. So that's the first massive reason. The second one is that it has global reach. What's so exciting about this is there are people visiting SmashWords from all over the world, and from all different countries. So there are lots of different services out there that can just deal with people in America, or people in Australia, or people in the UK, or some of the Asian countries. But this is a website that is becoming really a real global community, and so people from all around the world can both put their files up and also to search for books as well. And why this is so cool is because they're all digital. There's no delivery, there's no distribution. You don't have to worry about transportation costs and delivery and shipping and all that stuff. It's all done just through downloading electronic files, and that's the reason why you can tap into a huge global audience. Number 3 is that you can actually tap into the actual digital book market, which is growing rapidly every day. Now, at the moment, it may only be 1, 2, 3% of all book sales are actually sold in digital format, as what we would term as ebooks. However, that number, I believe, is almost doubling every 12 months. And I've even heard some people say it's doubling every 6 months, which means that it's becoming more and more acceptable. Now, it's probably going to take maybe another 2, 3, 5 years before it may be mainstream. But there was once a time whereby MP3 players and iPods were kind of like a little bit obscure and nobody had them. But now almost everyone has an MP3 player or an iPod, and that's the primary way that they're accessing their their music content. Now, some people can argue, look, it will take longer with books. Some people may say it will take 5 years or 10 years before it really catches on, but who cares? The reality is that there are people right now that prefer to work with digital books for a whole bunch of different reasons, and that market is growing. And instead of waiting before it gets mainstream, why don't you have your books on there anyway, so when it does get bigger, you can have picked up on all of that growth along the way. So now when I say tapping into this huge market out there, there are some people that prefer, maybe they're environmentally friendly or whatever, but they prefer to read books on their computer as opposed to wasting trees and buying hardcover books or hard copy books and printing out using their printer. But there are also other people that prefer to access digital books for convenience. Recently I was on a cruise ship going around the Baltic area, and there was a whole lot of people that were walking past, that were sitting on the cruise ship reading their books on the Amazon Kindle or on the Sony e-reader. And that was just really amazing for me, because I hadn't really, being from Australia, they haven't really taken off very much here yet, but certainly the wave has started in America, and these devices are now readily available. And the logic, it's very logical that these people who are traveling and spending a month or two away from home, if they're retired and they don't have any work to do, what are they going to do? They're going to read. So I went up to a couple of them and I asked them, so tell me about the Amazon Kindle, why do you love it so much? And they said, well, if I was to pack like 10 or 15 books, they'd take up half my luggage, and I'd end up just having to throw them away at the end. But so by having an Amazon Kindle, I can store 2, 3, 4, 5,000 books on here. Not that you probably would ever read that many, but even if you stored 100 books on there, and it's just in one tiny little device that's no bigger than the book that I'm holding in my hand. So you can actually have 100 books for something that's as small and as thin as this. So it really is quite amazing, quite incredible. That market is growing all the time, and SmashWords gives people the opportunity, gives authors and publishers the opportunity to have their content available and to tap into that ever-growing market of people that are preferring now to access their books in digital format. And even I'm thinking of going that way as well. I kind of just decided about 2 years ago that I was never going to buy another CD in my life, and I buy all of my music through iTunes, and I just put it directly onto my iPod or now iPhone. And I'm honestly thinking of making that decision as well, saying I won't buy any more physical books. I'll just get an Amazon Kindle or a Sony e-reader or a cooler or whatever the other new devices that are coming out, and all of my books will then just be stored on that. So people are going to be starting to make these same decisions, and there's already a market out there, and you can start to tap into it. All right, number 4 is it's a great way, a fantastic way for you as an author to get feedback, to get your books out there before you have to outlay thousands of dollars for, if you obviously want to have some form of editing, I believe, but for typesetting and for printing, you want to find out that your book's any good. You want to find out that people like it. You want to find out what are the holes, what are the gaps, what are the things that people want to know more about. And the only way to really find that out is by getting your book out there into your marketplace. Because maybe you've printed off a few copies and given them to your family and friends, but they're probably going to tell you, it's great, it's fantastic, everyone's going to love it. But you really want to get feedback from real people that actually don't you don't have a relationship. Find out what they think, because if you can win those people over, then your books are destined to do very, very well. So that's a really great reason why you should have your books onto SmashWords, is that you can test the market. You can actually find out what people are liking and make sure that you're really hitting the mark. So big point. And then once you've proven that your book really works, and once you've proven that it's exactly what people want, and you've ironed out all the bugs, then you feel much more confident, much more secure to move on to second base, which is print on demand, or even to go to third base and go to self-publishing. And number 5 is it's an excellent way to build your some people call it your author platform, some people call it your followers, some people call it your fan base, your database, your herd, whatever you want to label it. But basically you want to build your audience. You want to build 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 people that all like you, know you, and that believe in the quality of your work and want more. That is a really powerful thing that all major publishers, which which is kind of like the home base, all major publishers are looking for that. They don't want to be kind of gambling really on people that are completely unknown. They want to work with people that have already, quote, made it. They already have established their audience. So then that way they're not taking a risk, they're not gambling. They're kind of betting on something that's already has a level of success, and now they can take that to a whole new level. So I know a lot of people that what they've done is they've given their first book away for free. They haven't actually charged for it, which some people would say is crazy. You should charge for your book. What these people have done, they've given their content away for free. They've built this huge audience, and now all those people, this is the thing, they then want to buy the physical version of the book. So because some people prefer to buy it and have it on their shelf, and so they can pull it out at any time, or then they're now a prime market for books number 2, 3, 4, 5, as many as you like. And so if you've established that huge audience, that's a very powerful thing that you can take to a publisher, and it gives you great leverage when it comes to your negotiation. So just to wrap up this video, just very quickly, if you want to learn about how to get your book on to SmashWords, then check out the website, smashwords.com, and you can sign up for a free account. You can put your books up there. You can load as many files as you like. It will go through all the steps on how to actually load the files, what format they need to be in, etc., etc. There's actually a free kind of a free style guide. I can't think of what it's actually called now, but that's published by SmashWords, and it will show you how to actually, what format it should be in, and then how to upload the file. You can put an image there, you can put testimonials in, you can put reviews, you can put a description, so you can put all the things that you normally would expect to have, and then you can also set the price of the book, and you can also allow, you can set the standard on how much of the book that you want to give away for free. Maybe you want to give away 20%, 30%, 50% of the book for free, and then if people want the rest, then they have to pay some money, or you can choose to give the whole thing away for free. And what's so cool about this is that if you do decide to charge money, then you keep about 80%, 85%, I believe, of the profit. There's of course a lot of overheads and running costs with a very big website like SmashWords, so they only retain 15%, which I think is a very, very generous deal, especially considering that SmashWords has already got a huge fan base already of people that know the website, that use the website, and that download books on a regular basis, and you can tap into that. So it's something that's very cool, very exciting. And what's so great is that you can have your books available in so many different formats, because when you're starting out as an author, you can't afford to be picky and choosy. You can't afford to say, well, I'm only going to sell my books on Amazon.com, or I'm only going to sell my books to Barnes & Noble. That's kind of great, but you want to be able to tap into every single distribution outlet possible, and by having your books on SmashWords, you can tap into like 10 different formats and attract 10 different styles of book readers, with very little to no work on your own part, other than just, of course, writing the book and uploading the file. But then all of the software and the mechanical component is all handled by the website. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an understanding of what it is and how it actually works. I encourage you to check it out. And one day I hope to actually interview Mark Cocker, who's the founder of SmashWords, here on Get Published TV. So stay tuned for future episodes. You never know what's around the corner. And if you've got any comments or got feedback or something you want to add to the conversation, then head to getpublishedtv.com. Leave us your comments, and I'd love to hear from you. See you again next time. Bye for now.